And this is what we see in all of the pretty high achieving women, high achieving professionals, or even whatever they thought they wanted to accomplish in their life. And moving from this stage of human evolution to the next stage, wherein we tap into the potential that we have within, we need to start letting go of the constant doing that we do. One after the other, this after the other, this. There's so many achievements. And then we create this whole to-do list, and then social media is not helping either. We just go there, that person is doing like 10 things and I'm only doing like 2 things. So then mentally I have already developed a do-it-all kind of an women avatar. And then, but this is what I'm doing. And so there is always a gap between what I do to what I think that life needs to be. Right? And then this constantly creates a lot of suffering that causes a lot of anxiety, a lot of stress, burnout, because there is no way we can ever. And there's also shame and guilt for women, thinking that we are not doing enough. And that becomes a constant struggle in itself. And then these women are not like, they've not done anything in their life. They have accomplished a lot in their life. So it's kind of a dark side that we reach, wherein it feels like everything is success on paper. That internally, they'll know that it was a big failure. And then they begin to question, oh my God, what am I doing? Where is life heading me? Like, is this life all about? And that's a very incomplete feeling stuck that we go through. I think at certain point to reach our next level growth, we need to start tapping in slowly into our innate intelligence. There's something within all of us that guides, not like it won't tell us what it's going to be for like 10 years from now or 5 years from now. All it does is that it just guides you in this moment, in this moment, in this moment, in this moment. Moment by moment, the guidance is given. That's not as shiny and flashy of hitting your next milestone, hitting your next goal and achieving that and your promotion or so. But then that is where our peak potential is. And there is clarity that we obtain. And then when you slowly start tapping into your potential, which is very much in alignment with who you are. And from then on, life begins to change. And my teachings and my coaching is slightly off the mainstream. In fact, when somebody comes to me and then asks me, how can I find my passion? The first question I'm going to ask them is, why do you need passion? Because they think that passion is going to give them happiness. Passion is going to make them alive, feel alive. Passion is going to bring that something, the spark within them that they feel has been lost for years. And then they associate that to passion. But then passion is just one of the expression of something deeper that we are talking about. Or you can truly go a little bit deeper into yourself and see the source of what passion is all about. And why can't we have passion in everything that we do? Why do we only associate passion to certain activities? See, now the whole shift, there's a whole big shift now. You don't have to look for certain activities to get your passion. You become the passion. You embody the energy of passion. And now when you go with that passion to anywhere, whether at your work, whether as a mother, whether as a wife, whether as a corporate professional, whether as a business entrepreneur, it doesn't matter. Because what you embody is passion. And that is the shift from masculine energy to a feminine potential. Yeah. So I take them through a journey of inner transformation, complete inside out transformation. So nothing in the external world needs to change. And everything in the internal world will change. And it just feels like nothing has changed, but everything is different. That's the place I usually take them. So it's a combination of both spiritual ancient wisdom, which is what I call of a spiritual way of understanding who we are at the core level of our consciousness. And on the other end, it's It's more about healing ourselves, like, the body conditioning that we are holding on to, any of the previously held trauma that we are holding on to. And once you clear these outer surfaces, slowly, understanding your blocks, understanding why you're suffering, understanding why are you running away from where you are? Why do you need to run away from where you are? Because there's a lot of fear that we are holding on to. And you go down to the level of fear and then start disseminating this, start melting away those fears. Life just becomes a little bit of a relief for you automatically. And from the relief comes a presence. That you're actually present no matter what you do, you're present. And that literally becomes your energy provider. Instead, before, we had to have a goal, we have to have a milestone to go chase, and then that would somehow provide us energy. But then you start transferring from a place of motivation to a place of inspiration. And a lot has to do with clearing our fears, Omobola. There's a lot of hidden traumas that are out there. There's a lot of childhood-related memories and events. And then sit with those fears, understand them, accept them, embrace them. Because that's literally 70-80% of the work, if you can do that. And then the question of passion, purpose, all of that naturally flows. We don't have to go look for something, because every human being is already purposeful. Every woman is already passionate. Every woman is creative. So some kind of intuitive knowledge that is sitting in our body that probably needs to be tapped in. And then how do you tap those intuitive knowledge is by a lot of somatic healing, wherein your body feels a little bit safe to relax and our nervous system starts feeling a little bit safe to relax. If the source of self-help is thinking that there's something wrong with me and I need to fix, it's never going to work. And I think that's where probably people are just getting stuck in this infinite cycle of self-development, self-help, self-worth, self-growth, and so on and so on and so on. And then it just becomes another way to keep themselves busy over and over and over again, rather than just looking at their life the way it is and then saying, can I just be present the way I am? And then heal whatever shows up during that moment. Using your life as a guidance to help yourself, to heal yourself, and then see if that works. And I think that's where the shift that's the big shift that I talk about, going from a masculine place to a feminine place. Because when we think about feminine energy is very tender, which is very open, which is very willing, which is very vulnerable, which is very accepting, which is very compassionate, which is very creative. And if we can start feeling those or embodying those as values within us, we can accept all parts of ourselves, the good parts, the bad parts. And once the integration happens, is when we feel really courageous and powerful, and we can tackle the next steps of our life.